guys? Good, good. Woohoo! It's good to be here, man. Good to see everybody out, having some fun here. I'm actually having a pretty good week myself. I just became an aunt again. Woohoo! Yeah, now that my sister has kids, the only gifts she gives me are pictures of them. Yeah, I don't have any kids, so I sent her a picture of me sleeping in on Saturday. Oh, man, kids are expensive for us aunts and uncles, aren't they, huh? Yeah, we gotta buy them gifts. I found a way to get revenge. I now only buy accessories to stuff they don't have. That's right, every one of my gifts cost my sister $300. I can't wait until Christmas. My niece is gonna love her new saddle. All right, I don't have kids, man. I'm dating somebody with teenagers, though. Woohoo! Yeah, lucky me, huh? What do you mean you won custody? You don't win. If they were the prize at a lottery, nobody buy a ticket, right? Oh, man, my parents like it because we're all grown up and out of the house. Isn't that the best part, huh? Yeah. My parents like it. My mom came out to visit me in Los Angeles. They're from Virginia. I grew up there. They came out to visit me. We went to Disney, sitting in one of those 3D movies, you know, where you wear the glasses and stuff is popping out at you. Yeah, 5 minutes in, Mom leans over. She's like, Jan, this stuff is coming right at me. Switch seats with me. It's coming right at me too, Mom. I love my parents. If I was going to have kids, I'd have two. I'd name them after my parents, Jim and Joanne. Make it a lot more fun to spank them. They might get a few extra spankings out of that, huh? I got a cat now. I got a cat. I've got my cat for 17 years. Yeah, I love my cat, but that's a long time, man. How long do they live? Of course, the other day I caught her staring at me, you know, thinking the same thing. People treat their pets like people, don't they, huh? Yeah, I saw a TV show. A woman had a dog with obsessive compulsive disorder. I'm not making this up, folks. The dog had a stick, and he'd run around the backyard. He'd bury it, unbury it, bury it, unbury it, all day long with a stick. She finally put the dog on Prozac. Yeah, $75 a month. I'd throw away the stick.
Who all of you has children? Raise your hand if you have children. Yeah, all right. If you can't find humor with kids, man, give it up. Right? When my children were young, Twyla was a stay-at-home mom. And one night I came home from work, she met me at the back door and she goes, unless you want this house to be a murder scene, good morning. You keep those kids away from me tonight. I did have the good sense not to ask what's for supper. Right, because it's pretty obvious I'm going to have to cook supper. So when the kids got dressed to go to Pizza Hut, some of your husbands have cooked, I see. Maggie, who is 3, is wearing her Easter dress, which is a light blue dress with white lace that she called the Purple Daz. Nobody knows why. Keith, who is 5, is wearing Superman pajamas with cowboy boots and a pair of Superman underwear on the outside, turned backwards. Well, I'm thinking, they look okay. Now, the minute we get to the Pizza Hut, Maggie goes, Daddy, I've got a potty, right? I hate taking 2 toddlers to a public bathroom, right? Because first of all, you have to hold your daughter over the toilet so she doesn't catch anything. Every lady here knows about hovering. Don't act like you don't. Right? And with little girls, you gotta angle them just right so they don't pee on your shoes. At the same time, you have to watch the boy, making sure he isn't touching things, getting his hands all germy, right? When Maggie hikes up the Purple Daz, I notice she's not wearing underpants. Something I hope she's outgrown now that she's in college. So I'm thinking if somebody sees this, they're gonna think I'm a pervert, right? So I turned to the boy. I said, give me those Superman underwear. I'm not kidding. He goes, but Dad, they contain my superpowers. Really? I said, well, so do mine, but mine are too big for her. When the waitress brings us our pizza, Maggie goes, you know I'm wearing my brother's Superman panties. Because Daddy's panties are too big for me. Said, did you know Daddy's panties contain his superpower? Took us 6 weeks to get him out of foster care, but anyway.
I think I don't want to have kids. I don't want to pass on my genes. I think that's it with the kids. The most prominent feature about my whole family, we all have big feet. You guys can see my shoe size. That is actually a 12 triple A. Thanks for making me feel good. All right, yeah. I'm okay with it now, but it was embarrassing in first grade. One day our class went on a nature hike. The park rangers came across my footprints, closed the park, spent the weekend tracking me. Those tranquilizer darts hurt. Speaking of kids, I went to my class reunion recently. Yeah, I was on the committee. I was in charge of the invitations, so there weren't any cheerleaders there this year. Oh, yeah, that's it. That was the fun one. That was 30-year. 10-year, not so much fun, right? Everybody's all married, you know? 30-year class reunion, all the women got their maiden names back. They're ready to party. Some of y'all get that later. All right, that was... Yeah.
How many gadgets are they going to put on a cell phone before they finally say enough? Right? I got a new cell phone last week, has all sorts of stuff I don't need or understand, like a GPS tracking system. If I want my kids to know where I am, I'll let them out of the trunk. It's got a camera on it, which is really cool, because already I got 37 pictures of the inside of my pocket. Don't act like you people don't know what I'm talking about. You know you're getting old when you no longer understand the technology your generation developed. For me, it's a cell phone. For my parents, it's the television. My parents live in Kansas City, and I stayed with them last week while I was working at a comedy club. And I noticed somehow their closed caption has gotten switched over to Spanish. Again, right? And it must have been that way for a while, because when I asked Dad, why is it on Spanish, he went, su mamá es loco. I was working a comedy club there, and after I got done with the second show Friday night, I went to their house, and in a glass in the bathroom were my dad's teeth. So I hit him and pitched a quarter in there like the tooth fairy'd come. Thank you. I thought that was funny too. He did not. See the humor in that at all, boy. Y'all remember Cosby had the show Kids Say the Darndest Things? Aging parents say weird stuff too. Right? My dad and I went to the Burger King drive-thru, and when he gets done ordering, he goes, and we want that to go. And the little girl doesn't miss a beat. She goes, well, that will help keep the line moving. Y'all have Sonic drive-ins here in Nebraska, right? I love Sonic Drive-In, and you know they've numbered all their hamburgers down at Sonic. They got hamburger number 1 with certain stuff on it. Hamburger number 2's got different stuff. Took my mom to the Sonic the other day. She orders a hamburger with number 2 on it. I'm thinking we got to go to the Waffle House in Kearney for that, don't we? Those of you not laughing have not eaten at the Waffle House in Kearney.
Now, before comedy, I've been doing this about 15 years. Before this, I did about 15 years as a regular person like you, working in a marketing job back in D.C., working my way up the corporate ladder. The last company I worked for was into all those employee motivational things. Y'all heard of this stuff? Yeah, team building, TQM, PMS, LSD, kumbaya. Team building, you doing this out here, huh? Yeah, if you don't know what it is, I'm good at it, I've done it. Team building means employee empowerment and ownership. Yeah, so I took the copier. I never owned one of these. I was a manager there, man. I hated being in charge of people, because they're all calling in with excuses you want to use, right? True story, I'm not making this up, true story. I had an assistant call in once. She said she couldn't come in because she put her clothes on and they burst. That's right, she called in fat. That's not legal, is it, huh? When you're managing people, too, you learn a lot of stuff, don't you? Like most relatives die on a Friday. I finally got rid of her. She actually called in. She quit on voicemail. Yeah, so I faxed her severance check. I was going to mail her a copy. We didn't have a copier. A survey says 37% of us think it's okay to take office supplies. Y'all think it's okay to take a Post-it note or two? Come on. No, that's a manager right there, isn't it, huh? No. Well, this is true. Employers say they lose most of their office supplies back to school week. Isn't that nice? You're sending the kids off to school to learn how to be good citizens with stolen Post-it notes. Employers complain, too. They say they can't find good employees because this is true. 72% of us lie on our resume. Yeah, okay, we'll quit lying on our resume when they quit lying on the job description. Oh, man, I thought the benefits at my last job were good. They said we got 20 days off a year. They meant 10 weekends. I don't know. It does not cost a lot to reward employees, does it, huh? No, a pat on the back is cheap. Pat anywhere else costs millions, but... I didn't like my boss. She was a control freak. I think everybody in the office should have to wear a mood ring, That way you know if it's okay to talk to them or not. Caught myself staring at her thinking, how long do they live? She had all those TQM sayings. Y'all heard this one? Jan, you gotta think outside the box. You gotta think outside the box. Yeah, so I left my cubicle. Went to the bar, now I drink outside the box. I think you smokers are the only ones who know what's going on in the whole company, right? Smokers out there, where are you? Come on, be proud. Where are my smokers? Yeah, they're no. We're not gonna tell you who we are now, huh? Because I think as they go outside, they take smoke breaks, they talk to people in other departments, they find out what's going on, right? Yeah, they don't live long enough to tell us anything, but I don't know. So it's good to see the women here. I read that there are less women in the workforce than men. I think that's because we women warn each other, right, ladies, huh? Once a year we have that take your daughter to work day. Yeah, show them what happens when you don't marry rich. Kids are so honest, I'd be afraid of what my daughter would say. Mommy, that looks just like our copier. Shut up and grab some toner. It's back to school week. I did a show for a women's group in the morning. They had a program on how to stop trying to change your man. Yeah, I'm not making this up. In the afternoon, they had a shooting clinic.
I gotta tell you guys, I'm completely ignorant when it comes to tools and home repairs. I don't know how to do anything around the house. I don't want to know how to do anything around the house. Plus, I have no motivation because Twyla can do anything. Plumbing, carpentry work. I came home 2 weeks ago, she had rewired every outlet in the kitchen. I mean, she's like Bob Vila without a beard. But when Twyla does a project around the house, my responsibilities are to cook, stop asking stupid questions, and to go to the hardware store to buy supplies. Because I don't know if you people notice this, but the guys that work at the hardware store treat every man walking in there like he knows what he's talking about, and every woman walking in there like she doesn't. Right? The problem is, I don't have any idea what I'm talking about. Twyla sends me to the store to buy staples for her staple gun. I've got this number. I get down to Lowe's. There are 40,000 staples down at Lowe's. Not one of them number M5613. So I bought a new staple gun that had staples in it. I said I'm ignorant, not stupid. But I could do without Twyla's sarcasm. When I handed her that second staple gun, she goes, I'm glad you know how to pump gas. I'd hate to have to buy a new car every 400 miles. She sends me to the store to buy lumber, right? The entire drive down there, I'm rehearsing. I need 5 number 1 2x4s, 8 feet long. 5 number 1, walk in, find the lumber guy, and I go, hey, son, I need 5 number 1 2x4s, 8 feet long. I nailed it. No pun intended, right? He goes, oak or pine? I'm thinking, come on, Kent, you've watched Trading Spaces. You ought to be able to do this, right? So I look at him and I go, well, we're working up there in the attic. What would you suggest? He goes, well, it depends. Are you working on the joist? Oh, God. Hold on here a second. I'm going to call my contractor. Hey, honey. Yeah, you want oak or pine? 'Cause the lumber boy's asking. Pine? Oh, hey, when the buzzer goes off, take the meatloaf out of the oven. I go, we'll take pine. Kid goes, you called your wife? I go, yeah, and he goes, man, don't feel bad. 2 months ago, some woman was in here exchanging a staple gun because her husband's too stupid to buy staples.
Julie took us on a tour today. It was really fun. We zipped around the whole town. Great area, lovely day. We actually did some shopping. Yeah, I walked into the store. I got attacked by your makeup lady. She asked what kind of makeup remover I used. I said, the pillow. You say stuff like that, they just scatter. Of course, they'll give you a free makeover. They can't do product testing on animals anymore. Oh, man. Well, I don't know. I talk about shopping. I don't really shop for entertainment. I like to go to the movies, man. A friend of mine just saw Denzel Washington's movie. She said that he had to gain 40 pounds on purpose for the movie role. 40 pounds. She's like, well, I don't know if I'd do that even for $1 million, would you? I'm like, well, I'm doing it for free now. Man, the older I get, the more weight I gain, right? My goal now, I just want to get back to the shape I was in when I thought I was out of shape. Man, I don't know. I've tried everything to lose weight, man. I tried yoga. I can't do that because I got a birth defect. I was born with a spine. I like to ski. My friends want me to try something called heli skiing. You guys heard of this one? Heli ski? Have you tried it? Heli? No, right? This is true. Is where they take you to the top of a mountain in a helicopter, drop you off, and you ski down. No trails. You could die in an avalanche. My friend said, don't worry. There are dogs specially trained to sniff people out buried in the snow. So I'll be the only person skiing with a T-bone strapped to my head. No offense, but I want to be found first. The last summer I did a fun thing. I went up in a hot air balloon. You try this? That was 2,200 feet up, man. The scariest part, we're climbing in the basket. He asked us our weight. I'm not telling him that, man. I gave him my goal weight. Hey, this thing may crash, but that secret dying with me. I almost went to skydiving once. This is true. I got all the way to the place, and the guy behind the counter was wearing a neck brace. Yeah, and he had a T-bone strapped to his head. Cars are, did you read this? I'm not making this up. Cars are now going green. They're making fuel gas out of French fry grease. Did you hear that? Yeah, I know. And you thought the SUVs were big now. Just wait till we start feeding them that, huh? How does that work, man? I fried some fries, I eat the fries, I dump the grease in the car, and I drive to Weight Watchers and wonder why I'm gaining weight. I can't figure it out. Everyone's going green. I did a show for food service people, man. Foods at colleges. This is a big college thing now. They're going trayless so they can cut down on food waste. Trayless, no trays in the cafeterias. I went to Virginia Tech. We used the trays to sled on, man. Yeah, I miss those days too, you know, when my rear end could fit on a tray.